Hello, this is Ollie's Movie Madness, and I'm going to be doing a movie review of A Different Man. This movie I was very much looking forward to because it's an A24 film, and when I saw the trailer to this, I was immediately hooked into it because it looked really interesting, and I watched this movie twice last night, and I loved this film. It is one of my favorite A24 films now. It's easily in my top five, actually. But let's talk about the story. The storyline is actually really powerful and really sad because we focus around this guy named Edward. He is this he's socially awkward. He is this actor who falls in love with this woman named Ingrid, but he's unable to talk to her because of his facial deformity. So he tried to get it fixed, and she recruits him to be in this play called Edward, where he has to play the title character of the same name. There's this other guy named Oswald who also wants the part, but Ingrid decided to give Edward the part, so Oswald gets jealous. So he goes as far as to imitate and pretending to be deformed to get more attention, but unfortunately it backfires and Edward gets more attention. So Edward had to do everything in his power to learn to live with his deformity as well as completing the play, and that's basically what the story is for this film. Very powerful and very emotional. But as good as the storyline is, it's the performances that really make this film something else. Let's talk about Sebastian Stan. Look, this guy is amazing. He's a great actor. He's great in the MCU. He's great in The Devil All the Time. But this is probably his best role. And just the way he had to incorporate this role, he had to go through a lot of makeup and prosthetics to play a deformed character. And no joke, I did not know that was Sebastian Stan under all that makeup. If you told me that was Sebastian Stan, I would be like, no, that's a completely different actor. But it is Sebastian Stan who plays Edward, and he gets one of the more powerful and one of the most emotionally beautiful performances of his entire career. Edward is a character you feel bad for because people treat him like garbage. They constantly mock him behind his back, or even to his face because they say that he's ugly. The scene where he's at his house and he's at an all-time low and he's like trying to rip his face apart. Well, disgusting. It's actually understandable because he hates the way he looks. He just can't stand being ugly anymore. But as the film goes on, he does embrace it. He does get used to it. And I think Sebastian Stan just steals the entire movie. I might get this actress's name wrong. I think it's Renelle Riveno. I don't know this actress's name, but I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. She plays Ingrid, and she does a magnificent job as this character. You know, she gives one of the more powerful and emotional performances. You know, Ingrid as a character is someone that is very interesting because she is this playwriter. She wants to make this play a reality. But most of all, she really cares about Edward. And she's the only person that doesn't treat Edward like shit. She actually loves and cares for him. And the relationship between them is the strongest aspect of this movie. Aaron, Harmon, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Like, he plays Oswald, and he does a tremendous job as this character. You know, Oswald is a very selfish person. He enjoys attention. He loves getting all the fame and glory. And you can understand why he hates Edward because he's stealing the spotlight away from him. And the scene where he tried to pretend to be Edward, you can actually see why it's mean-spirited because he's actually making fun of people with deformity. But he had the reason to. Again, he's jealous of Edward getting all the attention. And fun fact, this actor is actually deformed in real life. And much like Sebastian Stan, I did not know that was him under all that makeup and prosthetics. Because when you just leave the makeup on, he looks like everybody else in the film. But the chemistry between him and Sebastian Stan is the highlight of the film. But the best thing is the directing, which I don't know the director's name, but he did a magnificent job directing this film, mainly because he tackled the subject of what it's like to be deformed and how sad it is, because, in real life people make fun of others because of the way they look. It's really disgusting, and the message of just accept of who you are and don't let others bring you down is one of the most beautiful messages in this entire film. It is the strongest aspect of the entire film. Again, he also makes you sympathize with Edward, because, Edward, the character that's been mocked and ridiculed all his life. And I think the director did a magnificent job directing this film. So in conclusion, I loved this film. It's a beautiful and very powerful and emotional film. The storyline is really beautiful and well told. The acting, especially from Sebastian Stan, is wonderful. I'm actually shocked that he didn't win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. All the rest of the performances are great. The cinematography is beautiful. The makeup looks, again, the makeup is so unrecognizable on Sebastian Stan to the point that it looks excellent. This is easily in my top 5 favorite A24 films and one of my favorite films of last year. This movie is probably up there with Minari as one of the saddest movies of A24. It is. It's actually up there in terms of being emotional. I could talk about this film all day, but I'll leave you with this. Best A24 film ever. So I give this movie a 10 out of 10. So that is my review of A Different Man. Hope you guys enjoyed.